My daughter's been begging me for a holiday hairstyle to kick off the season. So I had an idea and I went all in with these jingle braids. Slay girl slay. And yes, I absolutely learned as I went. If you love this hairstyle, stick around because I'm sharing all the little hacks I learned along the way so it doesn't take you 2.5 hours like it did me. All right, so let's jump in. My name is Kanya. Welcome back to my channel. Now, I'm going to keep it real. This style was a labor of love because I was trying to figure it out as I went along. But the good news is I made the mistakes so you don't have to. All right, so let's talk supplies. Here's what I used: a hair threading tool for bigger bells, tiny rubber bands for smaller bells, and a mix of small and medium-sized bells. And then regular rubber bands for securing sections. Think Goodies brands, okay? I already washed, detangled, and moisturized Sophia's hair off camera, and I also parted her hair straight down the middle into the two sections. This is going to be the base for her main French braids that are going to go to the back. My trick for a straight part down the middle is to line up a rat tooth comb with the bridge of her nose and place my finger at the base where her head and her neck connect, and then drag the comb straight back to meet my finger. It seems to work for me every time. Good luck with it. Then I'm taking out the smaller sections on each side of her part that's going to corner down. These are going to be the cute little accent braids that fall right in front of her ears. Take your time with the parts, with the bells and the braids going on. Clean parts make all the difference in the world. I'm going to start off by braiding her accent braids back and down towards her ear to get them out of the way so I can start braiding her larger French braids on top of them. I don't plan on putting on bells at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way before I start my prep. Okay, let's talk bells. For the bigger bells, I used a hair threading tool, the same thing that you would use for regular beads, and the bell loop was large enough for me to just slide them directly onto the threader. Pro tip, put all the large bells on that you're going to use for the hair because it makes your life so much simpler. The downside is the little bells won't fit directly onto the threader, but no problem. I just took a rubber band and pushed it through and pulled it out through the other side, and then put half of the loop of the rubber band directly onto the threader, and I was able to pull it onto the hair. Don't worry, I'll show you exactly how I did it here in a little bit. As you can see, I've already started braiding the larger braid, and now I want to add on a larger bell. I've already added my bells to my threader, so all I have to do now is just pull a small section of hair, put it through the loop, and then thread the bell onto the hair. Pro tip number one, I know I mentioned it before, but please set yourself up for success and put your bells on your threader in advance. The last thing you want to do is try to thread a bell onto your threader while you're in the middle of a braid. It's pretty difficult. Pro tip number two, don't be like me and grab a huge chunk of hair for each of your bells. All you need is a thin strand. If you pick a huge strand of hair, it's going to be pretty difficult to get that through the threader and onto the bell. As you can see here, we struggled with this first bell. Lessons learned: don't make the same mistakes I did and just use a smaller strand of hair. And then I'll comb that back into the section and continue braiding. a question for you because I feel like if you're at this point of the video, you're invested. So let me ask you, do you like braiding on dry or damp hair? I feel like damp hair gives me grip, but dry hair gets less tangled. I don't know, I keep going back and forth every single time. Also, can we talk about how braiding is 10 times easier when you have nails? I feel like I'm over here raw dogging these parts with my nubs. Oh, and yeah, if you catch me using my mouth to hold a bell or a strand of hair, mind your business, because when you don't have a third hand, you improvise. Now it's time to finish up the accent braids that I'll be putting the little bells on, so we can walk through exactly how I get them on. Very similar to the big bells, you want to set them up in advance and in the order that you want to put them on your hair. And you also only want to use a few strands of hair, even fewer than the ones that you did for your big bells, because the bell loops are even smaller for the smaller bells. The method that I like to use here is what I call double threading. It's where you first thread the hair onto the rubber band and then you use the rubber band to thread the hair onto the bell. Let me show you how it's done. Did you catch that, or was my big old shoulder in the way? Hold on, I think I've got a better shot. Okay, this is so much better. So I'm threading the hair onto the hair threader. And then I'm gonna work the bell with the rubber band on it through the threader. Now that the rubber band is onto the hair, I'm then gonna pull the other side of the rubber band through the bell loop, pulling the hair through the bell as well. It's a little tricky again. The smaller they are, the harder they are to maneuver, but you can get through it pretty quickly. I think this is an absolutely adorable hairstyle for the holidays and such a great way to let your tween or your teen's personality shine. Or jingle? I don't know. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'm happy to help out, and I would love to see anybody who wants to try this style out. Feel free to tag me and let me see how you did. All right, friends, we have finally come to the end of this hairstyle, but to tie off her accent braids, I take a small bell with a rubber band through it, I loop one end through the other, and I take that end and wrap it around the final part of her braid. And that's our holiday festive jingle braids to kick off the holiday season. Again, if you try this with your kid, your niece, your cousin, please, please, please tag me because I would love to see your version of it. Please don't forget to also like this video if it gave you ideas, subscribe for more mom and tween hair moments, and also share this with any other mama who's willing to try this hairstyle or who gets volunteered for holiday hair duty. You know the vibe. Thanks for hanging out with us and happy holidays, y'all. See you on the next video. Bye.